This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, right here live on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what is going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Spent 4 years as a credentialed journalist in the LA area, covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, and now in year 3 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day, the number one sports podcasting network in the world, and it's all because of you guys. Before we jump into this one, quick shout out to the sponsor of today's show. It is FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Well. What a depressing start to the Freeway Series for our Angels. I don't know what your guys' expectations were coming in. Mine certainly weren't high, but let's not forget what happened last year. Arguably, the 3 most exciting wins of the season were in the Freeway Series, right? Thrilling games, extra inning games, games we almost blew but won, games we came back in, exciting games. Probably if we're being honest, one of, if not the highlight of last season was the Freeway Series games. And so while there's been very little to be excited about this season for the Angels, the one thing we were holding on to was, hey, maybe the Freeway Series would be something that we could get excited about. We know how much this series means for us as fans, dealing with those stupid Dodgers fans. And boy, oh boy, did they underwhelm, to say the least. It's one thing to lose a game against a much more talented, better team than you, but to just not even show up, to have 2 hits, to get shut out. That 4th inning, when you give up 4 runs, you knew the game was over from there. You knew it. All I want, if I'm being honest, all I wanted coming into this game, coming into this series, was to have every game be exciting and close late, and see if the Angels could get lucky a game or two, take advantage of the energy surrounding this game, right? Because what happened in last year is when the games were close, when the Angels did anything exciting, well, the energy in the building, you knew it was going to be there. There's going to be oohs and ahs. There's going to be boos. There's going to be, guys getting hit. There's going to be, there's going to be stuff going on. And there's going to be opportunities for the Angels to do what they did last year, which was have the occasional 8th or 9th inning rally. Feed off of the energy. Feed off of the young guys. Well, the Angels had no life from start to finish in this game. From start to finish. And so, even if, the first 3 innings, the Angels did nothing, but they showed some life, and then you give up a 4-run top of the 4th inning, but hey, the Angels were getting guys on base, or hey, maybe they scored a run, then you wouldn't say, okay, it's over when you fall behind 4-0. But when you start the game the way the Angels started, 3 ground outs in the bottom of the first, guess somewhat eventful 2nd inning where you get a hit by a pitch and a base hit, but all with 2 outs, and that instantly gets crushed. And then a 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd with 2 strikeouts on Vaughn Grissom and Mike Trout to end it. When that's what we get going into the top of the 4th where you give up 4 runs, there's nothing there that says, yeah, this is an Angels team that can stick around. The logical conclusion is we ain't going to do crud. And that's exactly what happened. So I know we talked a lot about the lineup, the changes that were made. I was curious to see if they would stick, if Kurt Suzuki would stick with Zach Neto in the 6th spot, despite him hitting a home run. He did. Zach Neto had one of the better games. He had one of the 2 hits, so there you go. He also had 2 of the 4 walks. So Zach Neto, I guess he likes being in the 6th spot. Vaughn Grissom gets to lead off. He goes 0 for 4 with the strikeout, or 2 strikeouts. Mike Trout, as usual, 1 walk, but didn't do much else. And the rest of the team didn't do anything. A walk from Shohei, no one else got on base. So you have 6 base runners. Zach Neto's 3 of them. Trout and Shohei reach via the walk, and Josh Lowe, of all people, has a base hit. Other than that, the team did nothing. And so when you fall behind 4-0 in the top of the 4th, you knew the game was over. What makes this so frustrating is you were given a gift by the baseball gods. And I'm not rooting for an injury or anything, but you're supposed to have to face Blake Snell tonight and probably not have a single hit if we had 2 with what we faced instead. But the Dodgers have to last minute change their pitching plans, have a sudden bullpen game, and they still run through our lineup like it's nothing. That's the most frustrating part of it all. So when Roman says, Gavin, I'm in pain, when Larry says, come on, Gavin, cheer us up and remind us why we are fans of this team, when the Candy Lane says, save us, Gavin, there's nothing I can tell you. You didn't have a decent performance against a stud pitcher that the Dodgers have, as Snell, Yamamoto, and Ohtaini. No. You didn't even have a decent performance against the bullpen game. You had a surprise gift opportunity not having to face Snell, going against the bullpen game instead, and you got shut down by Will Klein. You got shut down by Edgardo Henriquez. So I don't know what else to say. There was no creativity offensively. We didn't see the attempt to bunt. Obviously, you can't attempt to steal a base or move someone over or anything like that when you're never on base. And the efficiency. The Dodgers pitchers were very efficient. Klein, 32 pitches in his 2 innings when he's an opener, when he's not used to having to start games. It's not good enough. What happened to drawing walks and forcing guys to, waste a lot of pitches? Didn't happen. Did not happen. 17-pitch inning from Henriquez. Trinan had a 11-pitch inning? Like, come on. It was just so easy. So easy. Yeah, so I don't really know what to say. Offensively, just nothing showed up. There was no excitement. Kurt Suzuki would love to see you go out and try to get ejected or something, find something to get fired up about. There was nothing. Zach Neto got hit by a pitch. There was a base hit right after. You didn't score a run, and there was nothing after that. Absolutely nothing. So we're going to take our break. When we come back, we'll talk about the pitching performance because somehow that might be the bright spot, and it was still an ugly performance. But again, the big question is, what did you expect? What did you expect? We'll talk about what Jack Johanowitz did, what the bullpen did after our break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. We'll be right back. Now, on this Friday, today's show is once again brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, and every possession matters. If you're looking to get even closer to the action, FanDuel has a great offer to get you started. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get 150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into 150 in bonus bets just for getting started. Now, I can't use FanDuel in California, but when I'm out of the state, it's the first thing I do because with FanDuel, everything I need is right there in one place. You can check stats, trends, and matchups before making your picks, which makes the whole experience feel a lot more informed. And what I love most is live betting. Well, when you live bet, you need an app that's efficient, right? And the FanDuel app, it's really easy to navigate. It makes playoff basketball, live betting in general, even more engaging from start to finish. So head to FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel, play your game. Today's show also brought to you by Rocket Money. Now, if you're like me, and I know you're like me because you're an Angels fan and we're a rare enigma, but you're also like me and you've probably opened up your bank account and thought, where did all my money go, right? Well, you're not alone. Keeping track of subscriptions, spending, and bills can get overwhelming fast. That's where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of your finances all in one place. It tracks all your subscriptions, can help you cancel the ones you don't need with just a few taps, so you don't have to jump through all those hoops that they set up, making it hard to cancel your subscriptions. It automatically categorizes your spending, So you can actually see where your money is going, and you can set budgets, get alerts, and stay on top of upcoming bills. It just makes everything feel more organized and gives you a clearer picture of your finances day to day. So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/locked on. That's rocketmoney.com/locked on. And finally, today's show is brought to you by Indeed. Workplace chaos, deadline stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position you have to fill still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for Sponsored Jobs. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for: skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed Worldwide. So spend less time searching, more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help your job get the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire. This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Back here live on another surprisingly not surprising losing edition of Locked On Angels Postcast, as the Angels are shut out 6-0 in the series opener of the Freeway Series. Curious your thoughts on the rivalry weekend overall. I know there's some people that are saying, the rivalry should be division-based. It should be, the Dodgers playing the Giants and the Angels playing the Astros or the Mariners or something like that, the A's. But personally, I like that the Freeway Series is what's included. This does feel like the biggest rivalry for a team that's irrelevant, right? If the Angels were relevant in their division races, then sure, maybe it'd be more interesting to have us playing the Mariners, playing the A's, playing the Astros, something like that, where, the division aspect means something. But when the Angels are regularly finishing at the bottom of the AL West, the division rivalry doesn't really feel the same. And at least with the Dodgers series, there will always be the bragging rights, the beef, no matter what. When you're talking about Ohtaini, when you're talking about the fact that we're called Los Angeles and we don't want to be, right? So I'm personally pro Freeway Series being the series that we play on this weekend, but curious what you guys think. Now let's talk about Jack Ohtaini, because it was rough. Let's be honest, right? He gives up all 6 runs of this ball game. It's the 4-run 4th inning that is the killer. And it's frustrating because he was actually pitching really well. The same way the Angels were getting mowed down, Jack Ohtaini was mowing down the Dodgers lineup the first 3 innings. Strikes out Ohtaini and Mookie Betts to start the game in a 1-2-3 first, then gets a 1-2-3 second where he strikes out Andy Pages. And then in the 3rd inning, he goes, gives up a base hit and a walk, but gets out of it with a ground out against Mookie Betts. You're thinking everything's looking good. And then things collapse, and they collapse quickly. Top of the 4th, leadoff single from Will Smith, a walk from Kyle Tucker, and then Andy Pages continues his unreal red hot start to the season. You fall behind 3-0. There's an empty base at first base. If you fall behind 3-0, you might as well walk the guy. Nope. Throws a fastball right down the middle, and Andy Pages crushes it 407 feet, 108 off the bat. If I'm in that position, this isn't me Monday morning quarterbacking. It's 3-0 against a big-time hitter. You might as well just load the bases and see what happens. He throws a meatball, and Pages does what a good hitter and a hot hitter does. He crushes it. The frustrating part is he did not settle in from there. He throws a 0-2 fastball right down the middle to Max Muncy, and just like that, it's 4-0 Dodgers with a home run. Yeah, Nathan says, too bad a game is 9 innings and not 3. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Shout out to him and the defense for some incredible plays to survive a leadoff double from Ohtaini in the 5th, with a great play by Vaughn Grissom and a great play by Joe Adell in right field. An unbelievable play. Too bad none of it mattered because the offense did nothing. And then more home runs for the Dodgers. It wasn't the home run Halos. It was the home run Dodgers tonight. Top of the 6th inning, a 1-out single from Muncy. And then Teoscar Hernandez goes deep against Jack Ohtaini. Interesting that he's still left in the game after that, I'll be honest, but at least he was able to get out of things before Kirby Yates comes in the top of the 7th inning. If you want to look for a bright spot, well, he did strike out Mookie Betts twice. He went 0 for 5. You struck out Ohtaini twice. He went 1 for 5. Did get walked as well. But yeah, the Dodgers only strike out 7 times. They hit 3 home runs. They get the job done with runners on base with 2 of the 3 home runs. And yeah, it kind of felt like they were in cruise control. They only needed a couple swings to win this game, but that's all they needed because the energy was behind them. There was no energy to be put behind the Angels because the Angels did nothing, and it's very, very frustrating. Now, I don't really know what to say. We'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully the Angels can turn things around. The problem is this was arguably the game to steal because of the sudden Blake Snell absence. It just gets harder from here when you talk about the rest of the Dodgers rotation. I have absolutely zero confidence in the Angels getting anything done against the elite starting pitchers that will be faced on Saturday and Sunday. But shout out to everybody in here. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know that we're going to stick together. Hopefully we get some magic. We got it last year. Maybe we'll get it this year. I really want to put the sunglasses on, put the hat on, wave the banner around after a surprising win against the Dodgers like we did last year. We'll see if we can get that going tomorrow or Sunday. But again, appreciate you guys. Keep your heads up. Have a great rest of your Friday night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Screw the Dodgers. At least we can agree on that. Take care.